The Krell Empire had dominated the galaxy for 3,000 years, their superiority unquestioned and absolute. Their crystalline warships hung in the void like monuments to perfection, their weapons technology light years beyond any competitor. Commander Zwyxthar stood on the observation deck of the flagship, his 4 eyes surveying the conquered worlds below with satisfaction. The lesser species, the fragile carbon-based lifeforms, existed only to serve or perish. That confidence began to crack when humanity emerged. Humanity. The Krell had noted them barely a decade ago, a young species still fumbling with nuclear fission. The reports had been filed away as trivial. A species barely capable of space travel posed no threat to the established order. The Council had even voted to allow them to develop freely, as a form of entertainment. Let them grow, the elders had decreed. Eventually, they would serve or be eradicated. There was no third option. Then came the colony ship Aurora. The Aurora wasn't a warship. It wasn't designed for combat or conquest. It was built from salvaged materials, desperation, and human ingenuity. 700,000 humans had boarded that vessel, leaving Earth with nothing but the clothes on their backs and the determination to survive. When they arrived at Zeta Station, a Krell research outpost, they did something no species had ever done before: they asked for peace and trade. The Krell found the request amusing. Commander Zwyxthar had sent a single fighter squadron to negotiate. It was meant to be a show of force, a casual display of superiority that would put these insects in their place. The Aurora responded by redirecting an asteroid. It wasn't a weapon. It was a mining operation. But the humans calculated its trajectory with such precision that a portion of the space station had to be evacuated. They hadn't killed anyone. They had simply demonstrated that they understood physics better than the Krell gave them credit for. The message was clear: we can hurt you if we need to, but we prefer not to. Commander Zwyxthar was outraged. He sent a destroyer. The humans responded with 3 smaller vessels that seemed to appear from nowhere, their approach vectors unpredictable and aggressive. The destroyer retreated with damaged shields. No one had ever made a Krell vessel retreat. But the humans still extended their hand for peace. Over the following months, something unprecedented occurred. The Krell watched as humanity spread through nearby systems, not with conquest, but with trade. Humans built settlements on planets the Krell deemed worthless. They farmed asteroids. They created art and music that resonated across species barriers. They made friends with the subjugated races, species the Krell had enslaved for centuries. The enslaved began to listen to the humans. They began to believe that another way existed. The Krell Grand Council convened. They debated endlessly about whether to simply obliterate humanity before this infection spread further. But something gave them pause. In every interaction, humanity had chosen restraint. They could have destroyed the colony ship, but they hadn't. They could have sparked a galactic rebellion, but they had built alliances instead. And perhaps most unsettling of all, every Krell who had met a human face-to-face reported the same feeling: uncertainty. The humans looked at them without fear, without servitude, only with intelligent assessment. Commander Zwyxthar found himself on a transport to meet with the human delegation. He stepped into the chamber and saw them for the first time: fragile bipedal creatures with vulnerable skin and limited sensory organs. By every biological measure, they were inferior. But their eyes held something that had been absent in the Krell for 1,000 years: hope. The human ambassador extended her hand, a gesture of greeting she had taught the Krell. "We don't want to be your subjects or your enemies," she said. "We want to build something better." Commander Zwyxthar stared at her hand. He had spent his entire existence believing in supremacy, in the natural order where strength dictated right. But as he reached out and returned the gesture, he realized humanity had never fought for dominance. They had fought for freedom, and they had won it through something the Krell had forgotten: the power to inspire. The galaxy would never be the same. The age of the Krell Empire had ended not with a bang, but with a handshake. Kindly like and subscribe channel. Thank you.